So, dear students, in this class I'm going to explain about program number 3, which is a quadratic equation to find roots of a quadratic equation. Okay, so this is the Ubuntu desktop as I earlier explained. So, what we need to do first, we need to double click on Ubuntu, then maximize the screen, that is a terminal. Okay, so here my folder is CPRG. Okay, so I'm going to list the contents of the folder CPRG. Okay, so these are the programs what are present in that programs and some folders in that. Okay, so I'm going to explain about program number 3. If possible, I will explain program number 4 also today. So which is reversing a number and check for a palindrome. Okay, so first let us see program number 3. Okay, so let us use the G editor in order to open the particular file. So my program is prg3.c. So this is my program. The first line is going to be the comment line, program number 3. Okay, so to find roots of a quadratic equation, so this is the comment line, #include stdio.h. I have included the file standard input header file, standard input output header file. Since I am using the square root function, so here you can see here square root function. Okay, so since I am using square function, I am including the mat.h also. Okay, so then this is the environment where the execution starts, and I have declared all the variables what are required. Okay, so better you declare all the variables as float because it is going to be the real. Okay, so a, b, c are the coefficients, so we need to input a, b and c. Then d is going to be the discriminant, then r is going to be the real part, then I is going to be the imaginary part, then we need to find the root 1 and root 2. Okay, so these are the variables what is required for our program. I have declared as float. So all these variables are float type, that is real type. Okay, so then ask for the input now. Okay, so enter 3 coefficients. So we need to input 3 coefficients. So since they are all belongs to the real, then using the scanf standard input function, that is scanf, we can give the inputs for a, b, and c. So here we are reading 3 values. Since we are reading 3 values, okay, there should be 3 percentage f's here. Okay, so percentage f for a, percentage of b for b, percentage f for c. So this is how we need to input. Now check for the possibility, is the quadratic equation possible or not. Okay, so first you need to check for the possible this one, like inputs. What are the inputs? So if a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0, then invalid input, roots are not possible. Okay, so you can say invalid inputs or roots are not possible. Quadratic equation not possible. To find the roots of a quadratic equation not possible. Any message. Okay, so you can leave on the screen. Else, so I have used else if structures here, that is else if ladder in this particular program. Okay, so the next, if a is equal to 0, what if? So out of these 3, if a is equal to 0, b is equal to 0, if you have only one particular c, then it is invalid. Okay, so if a is equal to 0, still root is possible, but it is a linear equation. So it is going to be a linear equation. If a is equal to 0, only a is equal to 0, then linear equation, then root 1 is equal to minus c by b. So this is the equation for the linear equation, root. Okay, so linear equation. Then printf root 1 is equal to percentage of \n double quote close comma root 1. Okay, so whatever is calculated here, okay, so will be printed here. Okay, so this is what if a alone is 0. So else if all the a, b, c are non-zero coefficients, okay, so non-zero coefficients, it will come to this. So you need to find the discriminant. Okay, so discriminant can be easily calculated using the formula b square minus 4ac. D is equal to discriminant, d is equal to b square minus 4ac. Okay, so here there are three possibilities. Discriminant may be 0, discriminant may be greater than 0, discriminant may be less than 0. So here you see, if d is equal to 0 is 1, then if d greater than 0 is the other one, then else if, so else if, that means what? So if d is equal to 0, d greater than 0, these are the two, the other one must and should be d less than 0. So whole thing, these things will be like a d less than 0. Okay, so if d is equal to 0, then definitely roots are real and equal. Okay, so real and equal roots. So if discriminant greater than 0, then you need to print like roots are real and distinct. Okay, so then if d less than 0, that is discriminant less than 0, then it is going to be roots are imaginary. Roots are complex conjugate, you can say, or else roots are imaginary. There you need to find the real part of it, then imaginary part of it. So let us see discriminant is equal to 0. Okay, so first, if discriminant is equal to 0, so roots possible. Okay, so root 1 is what, root 2 is what, so that we need to know. When we say they are equal, real and equal roots, then definitely root 1 and root 2 is equal to the same. Okay, so formula can be used like this, minus b by 2a. Okay, so minus b by 2a is the formula for real roots, so real and equal roots. Then root 1 is equal to minus b by 2a, then root 2 is equal to root 1, because both are equal roots. When you say equal roots, then formula will be applicable to root 1 as well as root 2, the same. So whatever you calculate here for the root 1, that will be assigned to root 2 also. Then print, finally you print the roots are like this. Root 1 is equal to, okay, so 0.3f. Why you are given percentage 0.3f? Because after the decimal point only 3 places. Okay, so you need not to print 00000 something like that. Okay, so you can specific to the digits after the particular floating point. Okay, so decimal point, so how many places you want? So 3 places, only you want 3 places, you can give 3. If you want only 2 places, you can give 2. So likewise you need to do. Then root 2 is equal to percentage f, percentage dot 3f, again here also. So you can limit the number of decimal places after the point. Okay, root 1, you need to print the root 1 and root 2. Okay, else if d is equal to not 0, so this, if this is not the case, then it will go to else part. Okay, so else if d greater than 0. Okay, so this is the d, we are calculating the d inside this else part. Okay, so this is the body of the else part from here to here, so from here to here. Okay, so this is the body of else part. Okay, so just you think like this. So here is first we are checking like a equal to 0 and b equal to 0, then invalid input, the control come out of this, then it will stop. Or else if a is equal to 0, then definitely it will execute this, then the control comes out. Else it will go into the body of this else part, then it calculates the d discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac. Then if d is equal to 0, then it calculates the root 1 and root 2. Root 1 and root 2 both are equal, real and equal, so you will get same root. Okay, so that is the formula, minus b by 2a, so that will be assigned to this, and print both the roots here. Okay, so then if this is not the case, if discriminant is greater than 0 here, okay, if discriminant is greater than 0, then definitely the control will come to this particular point. Okay, so this particular statement is going to be executed. If d is equal to 0, then condition is satisfied here. Okay, so once it is satisfied, then you can find the real and distinct root. So root 1 is equal to minus b plus square root of d. So d is nothing but b square minus 4ac here. This is d. Okay, so whole thing divided by 2a. Okay, so it is like this, mathematically, you know, plus or minus, okay, minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac, whole thing divided by 2a. So that is the formula. So when you say plus or minus, we can take one positive root, the other one is negative root. So here we have taken like a positive root. So root 1 is equal to minus b plus square root of d, that is b square minus 4ac, whole thing divided by 2a. That is the formula. The other negative root is root 2 minus b minus square root. So first one is plus square root. Now it is going to be minus square root, whole thing divided by 2a. Okay, then finally we calculated root 1, root 2 here. Finally you print the roots are like this. The same thing what you used here. Okay, printf. Okay, so the roots are root 1 dot percentage dot 3 root 1 is equal to percentage dot 3f, and root 2 is equal to percentage dot 3f backslash and root 1 root 2. The same thing can be copied here also, because we are printing root 1 as well as root 2. Okay, so this is when d is equal to 0. When d is equal to 0, the root 1 will be calculated using this formula, and when d greater than 0, the other root 2 can be calculated using minus b minus square root of d, whole thing divided by 2a. Then print both the roots. So then after printing this these two roots, then the control automatically come out of this particular else part, then it stops the process. This is the last statement of the particular program, last point. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so this is the main, void main. Okay, so that then it will reach, the control will reach here, then it stops the program. So if d is not equal to 0 and not greater than 0, definitely it must and should be less than 0. So then there is a else part for this. Okay, if this is not true, then else part. If this is not true, then again else part. So this is nothing but d less than 0, d less than 0 here. So you can give a particular condition here, d else if d less than 0, but it is not required. Only 3 cases are possible here. So since three cases are possible, 1 and 2 we have taken care, then the third one you need not to write the condition there. Automatically it is understood. Okay, so then printf the roots are imaginary. So here we are going to print the roots are imaginary. Then here you need to find the real part, then the imaginary part. Okay, so what is r part? That is the real part is equal to minus b by 2a. Then the imaginary part, square root of f abs of d. So this is the float absolute, because the d what we are getting is the negative value. So in order to convert that into absolute value, so you need to give the f abs. Okay, so these two are the mathematical functions. Like a square root is a mathematical function, then f abs is a mathematical function. Because why we require f abs here? Because the value of d is in terms of negative. Okay, so in order to get the square root, definitely you need to convert this into absolute value. Okay, so when you convert this absolute value, then you can able to find the square root. Okay, so the imaginary part can be calculated using the square root of f of d, whole thing divided by 2a. Okay, so the real part just minus b by 2a, and imaginary part is the square root of f abs, whole thing divided square root of f abs of d, whole thing divided by 2a, whole thing divided by 2a. So this is the real part as well as imaginary part. So you calculated and you need to print. Okay, so it is a complex number, where when you have a real part as well as the imaginary part, then that becomes the complex number. So in order to type the complex value, then the first root is equal to root 1 percentage 0.3f, the same thing can be used, plus, so this is the real part in that particular root 1, and this is going to be the imaginary part in the real part. Okay, so here you can print separately r part and I part. Okay, so this is the positive root, so plus is the positive root. The same way the second root can be calculated, that is, it is already calculated here, but you need to print the second root. Okay, the second root, root 2 is equal to percentage 3f minus, you see this is the change from the above. Only here first you wrote, here you wrote the second one, second like that, then percentage 3f is same, percentage 3f is same, then I percentage 3f is same, I percentage 3f is same, but only the thing is, for the first root we have considered as positive, then the second root it is negative. You write R part as well as I part. So here also R part you need to write, then the I part you need to write. Okay, so are you following? Yes. Okay, so let us see now the execution now. Okay, so just I will save this and I'll go back. As I told you, you take the cursor to the topmost left corner. Okay, so here it is. So here. Okay, I think you can see, is it not? Okay, so you take there, then you click, then come out of this particular editor, then finally what you should do, you need to give a command, compilation command, cc prg3.c. if any errors, it will show the errors. I'll tell you one more thing you need to include along with this particular compilation command. See here it shows, okay, something comma is here, see it showing is an error, there is an error here. Okay, so how come it's an error? Because scanf percentage of, nothing wrong in this. So in the double quote we have closed it within the double quote all the format specifiers. Here comma address of A, comma address of B, comma address of C, and one more comma is there. This is not required. If one more comma is there, definitely you need to give one more variable, but it is not required for this particular program. So since this particular comma is not required, you go back to the program and try to delete that. Okay, so how to do that? Again, gedit prg3.c. okay, so come over here, so here, so correct it. Okay, so now it is corrected. Again you need to save the file. Okay, so save it, then go back to the prompt now. Okay, so again let us clear this screen. Okay, I am using cc prg3.c. yes. Now this is the one what I want to tell you here. It is a different case. Whenever you use a mathematical functions like square root you have used, is it not, in this? Okay, so whenever you use this, then you need to have a minus lm along with the command. So I'll show you here, cc prg3.c, then space minus link mathematical library. So like this, minus lm. So whenever your program is having mat.h as a header file, okay, so that time you need to give minus lm along with this compilation command. Okay, so keep it in mind, don't forget this. So press enter. Now this time it is not showing because you link the mathematical library. So when you link the mathematical library, automatically the square root will be considered. Okay, so now run the program. Now let us run the program. How to run the program? As I told you, ./a.out. So it is asking for to enter 3 coefficients. Okay, so here what we should do, we need to give the 3 coefficients. Let me give the values like this. I have given 1 to 1. So 1 is for A, 2 is for B, then 1 is for C. Okay, so 1 to 1. Now you calculate discriminant. Okay, so calculate discriminant now. So b square minus 4 is b square, 2 square is 4 minus 4ac, is it not? 4 into 1 into 1. Okay, b square is 2 square is 4 minus 4 into 1 is 4 only. Again 4 into 1 it is 4 only. Okay, so 4 minus 4 it is 0. Then what type of roots are going to get? Are you going to get? So it is going to be real and equal roots. Let us see. Yes, see. The roots are real and equal. The roots are root 1 is equal to 1.000 and root 2 is equal to minus 1.000. Okay, so this is root 1 is equal to minus 1.00 and root 2 is equal to minus 1.00. Both roots are same. Okay, so what is the formula we use there? Minus b by 2a. Okay, so when you say minus b by 2a, so this is the answer for this particular given input. Okay, so let us see one more value. So I have entered like 6 to 1. Okay, now the value of a is 6, the value of b is 2, the value of c is 1. Now what is b? What is discriminant? Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Okay, so b square is 2 square is 4. Then 4 into 6, 24. 24 into 1, 24. So 4 minus 24, it is minus 20. When you say minus 20, then the discriminant is less than 0. So if the discriminant is less than 0, then it is going to be roots are imaginary. Okay, so roots are imaginary. See, the roots are imaginary. The first root is this plus this. So real part as well as imaginary part. This is the complex number. Then the second root is also like this. Root 2 is equal to the same. This is the real part, imaginary part. So this is the positive root, this is the negative root. Okay, so we'll run once again. We'll see how we can get roots are real and distinct. Okay, so let us see. So I'll give like this. Then 4 and 2. Okay, so here you can calculate now b is 4. 4 square is 16 minus 4ac is 4 into 1 into 2. So 4 into 1 is 1, 4 into 1 is 4, 4 into 2 is 8. Okay, so 16 minus 8 is 8, so which is a positive value. So discriminant greater than 0 now. Okay, so if it is greater than 0, roots are real and distinct. So root 1 is this and root 2 is this. Okay, are you getting my point? Okay, I think you understood. So now we'll see, we'll put a is equal to 0, a is equal to 0, b is something, c is something. Let us see like this. So what type of root you will get? So this is going to be the linear root. When a is equal to 0 and b is something and c is something. Okay. When c is something, then it is going to be a linear root. See, linear equation, root is equal to minus 2.000. Okay, minus 2.00. Okay, so then if you give a as well as b 0, 0, so a is also 0, b is also 0, and c is something, then it is not possible. Okay, invalid input. Okay, roots are not possible. When a is equal to 0, b is equal to 0, definitely roots are not possible. When a is equal to 0, then it is going to be a linear equation. Okay, so that is minus c by minus c by b. So that is the linear root there. Okay, so you can see here. Minus c by b. Okay. So this is the linear root. When a is equal to 0, then the root 1 is equal to minus c by b. Okay, if a equal to 0, b equal to 0, it is going to be invalid. Okay, otherwise it will calculate discriminant. Okay, so after calculating the discriminant, based on the d value, so it calculates the root 1, root 2. So if discriminant is equal to 0, if d is equal to 0, then root 1 is this, root 2 is this. Okay, so roots are real and equal. Then if discriminant is greater than 0, roots are real and distinct. If discriminant less than 0, then roots are imaginary. Okay, so a real part you need to calculate, imaginary part you need to calculate, then print the first root, positive root, second root. So here also, okay, so when discriminant greater than 0, so you calculate the root 1, you calculate the root 2. Okay, so one is the positive root, then the negative root. You print both the roots. Okay, so this is what is about the quadratic equation. Okay, fine.